Hey guys, MentionedRock here, and this is the weekly respawn. Okay guys, so starting off this week, I would like to apologize that we are extremely late. Both me and Emil for the win have both been we just have had stuff outside of YouTube. We had to address and deal with just personal stuff and whatnot. But anyways, guys, my first topic to go over today with you guys, it's something pretty simple. This won't be a too lengthy podcast, and it's not your normal typical podcast we would do. So for this week, I just want to ask you guys a couple questions, and you guys let me know in the comments below. So, with that being said, what do you guys like most about YouTube, Twitch, or any other type of media outlet source that you guys like to ingest and watch on a daily to whatever basis you guys use it for? So what are the points of it that you like the most, and then what parts do you not like? But let's try to concentrate more on the good. I've been seeing a lot of issues, and there is a lot of issues, but let's try to keep it to a minimum and go for what you guys like most. We can try in a future date what we all dislike. But for this video, we're going for what we like with all the platforms that we currently do use and watch. But for the main one, at least for today, the main two will go with YouTube and Twitch. And so what do you guys like most, just in general of the platform? Like, what does it do for you? And I can give you guys an example of my own. I like that you can pretty much upload anything, at least as long as it goes with the terms of service and the guidelines of the community. I also like that you can show your creative side on what you decide to put out. So if you want to do cooking videos, you get to show your craft on how you cook things. If you're into video games and you like to talk about them, you get to do that too on the platform. Like, there's a lot you can do on the platform that's good. And I just like that. Like, you can bring people together basically on this platform. And that's a wonderful thing that I like personally, is bringing people together and helping each other out. And for Twitch, I like... So here's a feature, because I'm currently now myself personally with my own channel. If you guys follow me on there, or my Twitter or anything, you guys know that I have been discussing to go to Twitch for my live streams. I'll still be on this platform, on the podcast, and on my channel, just won't be streaming, at least anytime soon. But going back to this topic, I found on Twitch there's a option where you can test out your new settings. So like, if you had to change settings with your OBS or whatever you use to stream through, you can test it out through a... I don't remember exact name at this current moment of how it goes, but there's an option though where you can, with your stream key, there's an option you can add. I think it's something like test settings, or I don't remember the exact words. But there's an option where you can test your settings and whatnot, and you do technically go live, but no one sees it, only you, and you get to see what's possibly wrong with your settings, and you can change them from there. And so I think personally YouTube can benefit from something like that Twitch does. But with that being said, that's one thing I like most about Twitch, and I just like that you can watch all sorts of different streams of whatever people stream on Twitch. And this would be something for Emil for the win, but again, we can touch base on this again if you guys want us to dive into this. Just both different sides of what we like of each thing. Me, I'm usually mostly on YouTube, but you guys will see me on Twitch soon, and that'll be my second platform I go on. But anyways, guys, again, what do you guys like most about YouTube, Twitch, and maybe whatever type of other media outsource site that you like to watch stuff on? Okay, guys, so we are on my monitor currently, and we are going to hop in on some topic I currently have for you guys. So at this moment, we're going to just fixing the adjustments needed. So we're going to go into a topic here as soon as we get out of all this. No thanks. And yes, I do have ad blocker. It does help when you get a ton of ads. But anyways, guys, so I have here for you guys a topic from Kotaku. Valve outlines its plans for Steam in 2019. So, as part of a lengthy 2018 in-review post published today, Valve outlined improvements it made to Steam in 2018, then broke out its internal corporate crystal ball for a glimpse into the future. It goes according to plan. It's going to be a big year for Steam, but this is Valve, a company whose main contribution, to the field of physics is the concept of Valve time. So that's pretty big if. There are a lot of numbers in 2018. Valve says Steam has 47 million daily active users, 90 million monthly active users, and a peak concurrent user count of 18.5 million. Valve also talked about the outcomes of more specific endeavors like its recent and long overdue addition of a moderation team, which since gone through 113,290 reported posts, most of which were resolved in less than a day. That's not to say the toxicity problem is anywhere near solved, but it sounds like progress. Despite its reputation for being hands-off with what ends up on its store, Valve said that last year its game review team processed 46,200 review requests, played 11,111 games or DLC, and examined 17,448 store pages. Granted, plenty of iffy games still slip through the cracks, but the world is now presumably safe from obvious troll jobs like Big Dick and MILF under Valve's marginally more watchful eye. The company also churned through over 44 million help tickets, a big improvement over Steam support's Dark Ages. So, that's pretty good if they are working on actually going through all the games and making sure they're all like legit games and that they're not troll games and stuff like that, where they're actually good games being put on Steam. So that's pretty good. As for what's ahead, Valve outlined 8 changes that it plans to ship this year. Those include improved store discoverability, includes a new algorithm. I can't even pronounce that word, guys. I'm sorry. Algorithmic recommendation engine and new broadcasting and curating features. A reworked Steam library based on tech that underlines the new version of Steam Chat. The launch of Steam China, a new event Steam TV support for all games, a new Steam Chat mobile app, an expanded Steam Trust system for determining whether or not players are cheaters, and an official Steam PC Cafe program. Many of those things sound interesting. If nothing else, I'd say that's pretty good. And as you guys see here, you're more than welcome to check out on the Discord. I will have this link in our Discord, and I may or may not entirely sure yet, put it on the description, but for the most part, guys, you can see this on our Discord. So go ahead and join us on Discord and join the discussion and bring up your own topics. We're more than happy to discuss them. Okay, guys, now let's go into... Okay, here's some more of this. No thanks. So here's how Xbox and Microsoft win the next gen console. The next console generation, basically. And so this is a... Okay, that's fine. We'll leave that there because it's Stan Lee and Spider-Man. I'm going to leave it. So we have here part of this article. They were talking about how Microsoft's floundering this console generation was ultimately a good thing for refocusing the Xbox brand and will continue to drive innovation across the entire industry as a result. Unlike the previous generation, in which the PS3 and Xbox 360 ended things at roughly a draw, no matter your fanboy camp, it is an inescapable fact that in terms of pure sales, Microsoft was indeed trounced by Sony in the Xbox One PS4 era. Sony is about to hit the 100 million PS4s sold. Microsoft stopped announcing official Xbox One figures a few years back, but estimates put it at probably not even half of what PS4 has done over the same time period. So how does this all change next time around? Have the powerful edge at launch. So apparently, I guess from what this is saying, PS4 this time around was, I guess, better on their sales than Xbox One. And I mean, I'm personally someone that's with Xbox One, and I've been someone that's been using Xbox for years, so I use both, but I mainly use my Xbox One, and I like just the power of it. And to be honest, guys, I have a PS4, and that thing, I've had it less time than my one, and it failed on me, and I've got, I guess, the blue light of death, but there is a way to fix it, but there's, I guess, you could tell differently from power-wise, I guess. I don't have, like, the PS4 Pro or whatever like that, but still, you would think if it's supposed to be good, it shouldn't die out on you like that. Even, especially when you don't have it as long as if you had an Xbox One. But I'm not going to touch into that. So let's continue here. Had the power edge at launch. Well, we are ending the current console generation with the Xbox One X as having a clear power advantage over PS4 Pro. Things did not start that way. The original Xbox One wasn't far behind the PS4, but even the slightly power disparity at launch created a narrative that the Xbox One was less powerful console, something that lasted for years until the Xbox One X came along. Clearly, Microsoft now see the advantages of claiming the little of the most powerful console on the market. And if PS5 and Xbox 2 debut around the same time, it will be helpful to flip that narrative on Sony this time around if they can claim an edge, however slight. So they have a image here of a controller, which those controllers look they look pretty cool. I like those kinds. Focusing on gaming, not gimmicks. Cool, okay. So this is something that Microsoft already seems to have gotten the message about, as I think we forget that a big chunk of why the Xbox One struggled, which set it up for a long-term failure. Again, this is not really working on what I was saying about the Xbox One, is it? It was the insistence that the console be married to Kinect, which increased its price $100 over its rival for practically no benefit. Okay, so see, I can give it that. It's pointless having a Kinect for, I don't know what the hell reason for. I mean, in my opinion, it is not a very beneficial thing that doesn't help, and especially if they make you pay an extra $100 when it was at launch and everything. Increase the price over $100, which for practically no benefit. Now this is everything they were saying. Better with Connect, other than Just Dance. There is nothing like that on the horizon, and Microsoft has even gone as far as to say avoiding leaning heavily on VR as of yet. I don't imagine we're going to see an Xbox 2 launch better with HoloLens. HoloLens. I don't know why I said Holo. I don't even know. Anyways, guys, HoloLens or something. But if Microsoft can just focus on being the best pure gaming machine, it will be it. It will be better for it. Okay, that last part didn't make sense, guys. Sorry, my brain got kind of scrambled from that. Continue growing Xbox Game Pass and for Sony to follow. One of the best features of gaming. Okay, so now I don't have to read this. I like that feature in comparison to the PS4. The Game Pass that they have on Xbox. They're always changing it up, and it's not always the same thing. As opposed to PlayStation, they don't have that, really. Like, they do have something like that, but it's not always changed. And plus, the best thing that I like about Xbox is backwards compatibility. You can play previous titles from the 360, that, or at least what they have so far for backwards compatibility, where you can actually go back to some of your old games and still play them on the newer console. And that's the nice thing that they're, from one of our previous videos, we talked about the next new console with Microsoft of, Xbox and whatnot, is that you'll be able to play almost every single game from previous consoles on the new console. So that's one-upping it on PlayStation. Sorry if you like PlayStation. I like PlayStation and all that, but I just lean a little bit more for Microsoft. Sorry, Sony. But anyways, let's continue. So the next part here is have these investments in acquire studios pan out with great exclusives. Connect drama aside, Xbox One has simply not released any equivalent state of must-have exclusives with exclusives to Sony. The way Sony has this console generation, Xbox One has no God of Horror, no Spider-Man, no Bloodborne, no Uncharted, and no Last of Us. It has Forza, and that's really that's really it. Only true jewel. Like, honestly, there's nothing else that they can really claim besides Halo. But I mean, that's old. That's old news basically. But again, I probably would trigger Emil for the win once he sees this out. I like Halo. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not the biggest fan like he is. He likes Halo. But going back into this topic, from Ninja Theory to Obsidian in an effort to change this narrative, and while some of these projects are still years out, if those bets pay off and Microsoft can start producing hits of its own, that will change this narrative of Xbox not having nearly any worthwhile exclusives. So that's nice. If they're going to actually start putting more effort into having exclusives on their end, that'll be cool. Because, not going to lie, that's kind of why I got both Xbox One and PS4, is for the exclusives on PS4. And it'd also be nice if they could bridge the gap and start not having, if anything, exclusives and just have them for both consoles. Because that would be nice. Like, that way, and also maybe bridge the gap and allow Sony and Microsoft to play games together. Because we already have PC and Microsoft, PC and Xbox being able to, at least some games, be already intertwining with each other. So that's something that would be nice to have happen. Have this investment in game streaming pan out. Guess we won't go into too much more, but if you guys want to read more, or if you guys want us to touch more about this, go ahead and leave it in the comments, drop a like, let me know, and Emil for the win know if you guys want us to dive more into this. So, with that being said, guys, I will have the links to these 2 sites with everything that I have just showed you guys now, and I will leave it at that. Okay guys, so for this last part, I'm just going to do a quick little recap for you guys what we went over. So we went over what you guys like and what I personally like about YouTube and Twitch. Just a little bit about that just for this week, just as a opening to a possible future topic if you guys want to go over. And we also went over Valve and what their plans are for 2019 in comparison to 2018. And our comparisons between Xbox and PlayStation, Microsoft and Sony, basically. And so, with that being said, guys, if you guys have made it all the way to this point of the video, please drop in the comments below the word respawn. That way, I know if you guys have made it all the way to this point of the video. And now, to close it out, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in with us. Sorry once again this was late, but I'm MentionedRock, and this was your guys' weekly respawn.